Hello and welcome to Issues of the Moment. The underhand business of proliferation of small arms and light weapons, popularly known as gun running, has been in existence for decades. It has now become more alarming in the light of the current security concerns in the country. According to a study conducted by a Geneva-based small arms survey, it is estimated that more than 857 million small arms and light weapons are currently in circulation, aside from 12 billion rounds of ammunition produced annually. Of these, 10 million small arms and light weapons are estimated to be in Africa, with 1 million of these in Nigeria. On Issues of the Moment, we will be looking at the dangers of these and how best to address challenges. My name is Justin Bemunyi, and you will meet my guest in a moment. Thank you so much for joining us on Issues of the Moment. Once again, I thank you so much for joining us on the program Issues of the Moment. Today our focus is on proliferation of firearms, the way out. And my guest is the Acting Director General, National Commission for the Coordination and Control of Proliferation of Small Arms and Light Weapons, Natcom. He is Adejare Adegbenro. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the program. And I want to especially thank you for finding our time to join us on the program today to discuss this very important issue.
Thank you very much.
Well, proliferation of firearms way out is the focus for today's program. And not much is known about Natcom as a commission. Can you tell us more about the mission of this commission, the Natcom? What is it all about?
Well, we initially were NatForce.
Okay.
And it was created in 2010 by the pioneer DG, late Okereke. And it was to checkmate IMEN, Importers Association. And in 2006, Nigeria, there was an ECOWAS treaty on proliferation, illegal arms that was signed by ECOWAS in 2006. Then the last DG, we needed a legal backing to become a commission. We had to approach the National Assembly. And we approached the upper and lower assembly, and it was the bill was passed, and is yet to be assented to. And the main work is that all the leakages that we have to try and mop up this illegal ammunitions, light weapons, it was a tough one. But we did a lot with the Nigerian police in the past as NatForce. We worked together. But now we're waiting for the assent so we can have that legal backing to go and dive into it. You know, that's more what Natcom is about. People are still a bit lazy, they don't know what Natcom is, and it's a security outfit. So you're not bound to push yourself, as in you're looking for something and you want to start announcing yourself. Obviously that can't work. You get what I'm saying? And because also we have not been accepted to, it is very difficult for us to still come out and do our work. So right now all we're doing is that we're just praying that we get our assent from our current president before we now embark on full campaign on how to sort out these blockages and how to fish out the importers, the sellers, and the buyers, which we have in place. But yes, you get a little snippet here and there that Natcom is employing or they're doing this. Right now, all our focus is to get this bill assented to. So we also pray that Nigerians should, the youths who have been coming forward looking for jobs and different things, should just calm down and just let us do what is right, because we have to be law-abiding citizen as a commission, because in tandem with ECOWAS. We have a good national security advisor who basically oversees all of us and reports back to the president. You know, if you look at his antecedents, he was a policeman, which he did well as a policeman. He was the first chairman of EFCC, and he now turned a politician. And I believe, you know, the NSA knows his onions, and this new set of service chiefs that has been brought in by our current president, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu Ahmed, I have a lot of respect for them. I've been into security for 27 years, funny enough, and I know their profile, and I know that they're patriotic and they want to get things going the way it should be. But then again, you look at it, no matter how good you want to look, you will still see people coming back at you with their own revenge. Because these things are people within, not only outside, within the government, within the politicians, within all Nigerians. So, how do you attack these issues? The NSA has to harmonize every single security agency that he oversees. Because if you don't do that, you will not know where intelligence or who is doing what and how, which has been done in the past.
I think we'll go to the operations, details of the operations later, but you just talked about we've been looking out for the legal backing of this commission. But in the meantime, yes, we should be hoping for legal backing, but as it is, what are the responsibilities? What are we looking out for this commission? What does the commission, what is expected out of the commission as responsibilities of this commission?
Okay, well, the commission, if you're looking at it, once it's assented to, we have the right, because we're not part of ECOWAS anyway, so we have the right to now make sure from the porous borders that we have to find out who is bringing in this ammunition, gun, light weapons, you know. Where you look at it and you think of it, you see, information comes all the way. It's either it comes from Guinea all the way down to Nigeria, or it goes from Nigeria down to Guinea, being ECOWAS. So if they say they've caught or they know that ammunition is coming towards Nigeria, then obviously we are alerted. That's why we're ECOWAS. And thank God that the chairman of ECOWAS happens to be our present president, you know. So it is more of a community-based security. It is based on from the fisherman to the shippers to the traditional institution. These things is not a rocket science. In the modern day that we are today, if you find a bullet, there's a barcode. You punch it into your Google, it will tell you the company that has made it. Why don't you travel to that country? Talk to the country. You manufacture this thing. How did it get to Nigeria? Who bought it? Who was the shipper? You know, all these are simple questions. But for some reason, it is never asked. From 1999 to date, they've not brought one person to say, this person is caught with ammunition, gone to court, or any conviction. That shows you that these people are also in with him. We have that mandate of the president, what he wants to achieve, which is security and unemployment.
Let's get something straight. You've pointed out some things, and but let's hit it straight as it is. Despite all you're doing, there seems to be a proliferation of light weapons in the country, and all manner of criminals threaten the society with guns. The question is, how did we get here?
Well, this is a tough one, but majority of how we got it wrong is that a lot of politicians would bring these things in for their own political gains, for elections, and when they do that, they abandon these things with the people after they get nominated or they win the elections. You get what I'm saying? That's one aspect. Then two, joblessness. You now go into kidnapping. You go into henchmen. You go into armed robbers. That is why they bring in the inflow of these things. And that is how, as I say, the first step, and this is where we are. We're in 2023. And we're facing all these things. You get what I'm saying? And people are not doing community-based policing. When I say community-based policing, police is the number one first port of call. If you live abroad, you see 6 people moving into a house beside you. I can rest assure you, they'll call the police. I said there are some funny people that just moved into this place. We don't do that in Nigeria because of our selfishness. We really believe that it is us. But if we can go by the intelligence from the traditional rulers, from police, from army, from all the intels that we take, right? Then we now know how to tackle the issue well. Unless that is done, you don't put a serious architectural thing in place, it will be very hard for you to stop the importations of these things. And the question is, why aren't we producing our own guns and bullets? That will stop a lot of the illegal things. That is the thing the Chief of Army Staff, they all have to look into. So, there are so many things that we have to change the orientation of things. And the orientation of things, the National Security Advisor is trying to change it. You get what I'm saying? Because he understands, it's different for you being a serviceman and a politician. Now, you now have those two in one, heading as NSA. Unlike previously, you see, is either an ex-military man, you get what I'm saying? Now you are having a man that was police, security, politician. So he sees from both sides. So, with his own ideas, I believe in him that we'll go far. With these new service chiefs, I believe in all of them. Because the mandate is that we have to be hungry and not to be selfish and not to say, oh, because I'm army, I will not look at Air Force. Because I'm Air Force, I will not look at civil defense. No, we all have to come together as one to fight this thing. Because every day goes by in Nigeria is getting worse day by day. How can we say we have porous borders?
When we talk about your mandate,
yes,
let's look closely at your mandate. What are the categories of arms, you have the mandate to retrieve? What do you do when you see some criminals bearing arms that, don't fall within your category?
Well, arms is arms, whether you like it or not. You get me? In the past that was done in NatForce, it was with the police.
Okay.
Yes, joint patrol. Ours is to get information, we pass it to police, then police they raid, they carry the thing, and it's handed to the police. But on the new bill that is yet to be assented to, is actually going to go to the National Security Advisor to now know what step to take next.
Now we have a problem. It's already there. No doubt about it. There is some level of proliferation out there. Is there anything about modern technology, that can be done to handle this kind of situation?
Yes, you have the modern technology. But how do you use the modern technology? It's like you now saying that you have a Ferrari as a car and you want to drive it on Nigerian road. It's stupidity. You have potholes and the road is not good. So how do you want to do it? No matter the technology that you have today, you have drones, you have everything, blah, 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 mounted and this thing. People walk through our borders. You go on frigging Okadas. Some, they just put it inside the cars. You get what I'm saying? And they try. If you have a porous border, there's nothing you can do. Let it be guns, let it be drugs, let it be smuggling of foods or whatever products of petroleum products and this different thing. If we do not have a good border system, border patrol, we ain't going far. We don't manufacture this thing. We are importers. We need to have a database of every security outfit that's ordered guns, ammunition, anything, IEDs, all. You can remember the case of the IED being smuggled through cargo. The boy that wanted to bomb an American-bound plane, that was how did the IED get smuggled into Nigeria? Until when we now sit down and look at ourselves eye to eye and say, this is enough. And I believe that that's what the president wants. That's what the NSA wants. That's what an average Nigerian wants.
The commission or the agency may not have been that matured enough from what you're saying, but can you tell me the relationship you have with the security agencies? What is the level of your partnership?
Right from NATFOS was from 2010, right? They've always had relationship with the first phase, which is the police. You get what I'm saying? Now that we are transited to National Commission because of the ECOWAS treaty, the bill was passed, but yet to be assented to. It is obviously in line now that what the NSA is trying to do is to put everybody together. You get what I'm saying? To now fight the thing. So I believe that has answered your question. Our hands are a bit tied right now because we're waiting for the president to assent to the bill.
Okay, now that leads me to the other question. What do I see from security aspects of the Asiwaju Tinubu regime in this regards?
Well, a lot of people do not know Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. I have known him since I was 16. My late grandfather was Pa Alfred Owani, who was the financier of Natcom, who Asiwaju was like a son to him. The same way I'm a son to Daddy Asiwaju. He has a passion for Nigerians. He has a heart of gold. He's free giving. What does he want? He has made every single thing. All he wants is that Nigeria should be back to where it was. This was Nadeko, he fighting the Abacha regime in which my grandfather got assassinated. So truly, people just look at him, they say funny stories, but you don't actually know your president. Your president wants to set everything straight. And he's like a lion. He will tell you how he feels and what he wants to do. And we all need to be backing him with everything. How can you fix a country that the president of today inherited such a rough economy? You call him names, you call him different things. The subsidy was all a scam. How come it's him that had the boldness to come out and say no more subsidy? Because at the end of the tunnel, for something to be good, it must start bad. So we need to be patient because he has said it. He says security and employment. He has assured Nigerians. Let us be patient. How long has he been powerful? And you want to criticize the man. You hear all the stories. Instead of us to be thinking that let us help this man so that we get to the promised land. Not by crucifying the regime that has just basically started. We need to be patient and we need to be calm. Nigerians want everything in a hurry. It can't happen like that. I'm sorry. People from outside do not know what is happening inside. You see CBN, look at what they exposed. If this regime was not Bola Tinubu Ahmed and it was still continuous, we will never know what is going on. But the man has been bold and he has done the right thing by letting the thing take the course so that Nigerians should know the true position of what is going on in the country. Now, how do we fix it? We have a new CBN governor who is very well articulated and he knows the terrain very well. He's a very straightforward man. You get what I'm saying? And those are the things. Asiwaju knows how to bring people, the right people on board. He has done it in Lagos State. He has done it after being a governor. We have to be very patriotic. And most Nigerians are not patriotic. And I'll say it again, in my last interview, I said it. I said, it is very funny. I went to a restaurant with a group of friends. We were eating. And I said, you know what? Let us do it. I put 20,000 on the table. And I said, all you staff, come. Sing me the national anthem. They couldn't sing it. Now that tells you, when we were growing up, the national anthem, in assembly, you must do it every day. That is being patriotic. Not by you not singing your national anthem, making money today, you make money, you go and give it to external countries to develop their country. There's no country that is not corrupt. But the best way for corruption, if you're corrupt, invest in your country.
Well, patriotism, that is the watchword you are really emphasizing on right now. Patriotism.
Yes.
Now, on a final note, what are your prospects, in the nearest future, your immediate and long-term plans to help you achieve your plans as a commission?
First and foremost, if the president confirms me as the successive DG of Natcom, I have a big shoe that I have to fill in. Both from my maternal being Pa Adejare, Nadeko, then my grandfather, paternal, DS Adegbenro, who was the premier of the Western region, my own father, Adegbenro, these are big shoes for me to fill in. And I want to fill it in by, first of all, trying in my own as a commission to make sure we do everything right. Employment, security, I'm putting my all in all, because I believe in Nigeria. If you grow your child in a proper way, he will turn out good, irrespective of wherever you drop him. And I'm a product of that. And I'm patriotic about Nigeria. And I will fulfill everything, the mandate that Natcom has bestowed onto me. I will fulfill it. When we get that assent, you will see a different man. I'm not afraid of anybody in Nigeria. It's God that gives and it's God that takes. And I know I'm an achiever. And I'll do my grandparents proud. And I'll do my daddy's Tinubu extremely proud of what I want to achieve in this stoppage and bringing to books the people that are importing, the people that are buying to books. And one more thing before I leave, I advise Nigerians to, if they encounter any roadblocks or any Natcom officials doing things, because they are not in operation as we speak, doing things and they claim they are Natcom, I would advise them to abide by the law and report them to the police station, which will come to me, because I have zero tolerance for people from extorting and people doing illegality. That is something that I'm totally against underneath my own regime, and that is what is my own blueprint. If they do not, our secretariat is there on the second floor. They can come and make their report in Abuja, and we're in every single state. So please, Nigerians should be patient. When everything is assented to, it will be in the papers, it will be everywhere of how and what we want to do by recruitment and operation.
Well, thank you so much, Adejare Adegbenro. Thank you so much for actually having time to come on the program, Issues of the Moment, today to discuss this very important issue. I want to thank you so much for your time.
Thank you ever so much.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
This is Issues of the Moment. Our focus today has been on proliferation of firearms. Way out. My guest has been the Acting Director General, National Commission for the Coordination and Control of Proliferation of Small Arms and Light Weapons, Natcom. He is Adejare Adegbenro. And this is where the program ends. I thank you so much for your time with us. My name is Justin Bemunye, and I say bye for now.